ready to dance, taking a chance.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is your girl V, and welcome to Surety Tuesdays. Now, you know today is a special day because everybody's in the season of love, right? You have bought all these expensive gifts, or even just maybe bought some roses or some candy or a gift card or whatever that you may have purchased, but you did something to give, or you bought something to give to someone because you thought about them, right? You like them, you love them, whatever message that you're trying to send to them. So today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day! Woo! Do y'all remember this candy? I got a shirt. Y'all see that? Y'all remember that candy? That candy was not the greatest, I tell you that. But back when we were going to school, we would buy little boxes of these little candy and we would give them to our friends or to our little classmates or people who we liked, right? Because mom or dad said, hey, you can give them this candy. But we weren't trying to buy nothing expensive, but it was just the thought that counts, right? So today we are talking about love language. Oh, now you probably have heard about this book and you've probably, well, there's quite a few books, but you've probably heard about this book that talks about the 5 love languages. But then someone said that there's actually 7, or someone says there are actually 10. Well, it doesn't matter, however many there are. The point is, are you starting off with self love, or are you starting off with loving someone else and hoping that they will help you to love you? Uh oh. Did I go too fast? I probably did. I'll say that again. So are you starting off with loving yourself, or are you starting off with loving someone else, hoping that they would help you to love yourself? hmm I want you to think about this. Yes, we're gonna get deep into this discussion today. So this is not just about love language and being in love with someone else, because before you fall in love with someone else, you have to fall in love with you. There's only one of you. There's only one. There's only one of you. Even if you're a twin, you still have some differences between each other. So there's only one of you. So what is something that you love about yourself? I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you answer that. And hopefully you already answered it while I'm fanning over here. But what is something that you love about yourself? Do you love your smile? Do you love your eyes? Do you love your personality? Do you love everything? Do you love your characteristics? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. What do you love about yourself? Now, unfortunately, there are some people that say they don't love nothing. Okay. Some people don't love themselves. Some people feel like they're not even worth the ground that we walk on. And let's just be truthful. There's no need for us to sugarcoat this because you may not think that way, but I guarantee you there is someone that thinks like this. Okay. And so this is more so of a self empowerment moment to help you feel a little bit better about you. So before we go into these love languages, I want you to ask yourself, why do you not love yourself? What makes you not love yourself? Is it your past? Is it your trauma? Is it pain? Is it abuse? Is it physical features? Is it a disability? Is it limitations? Is it a health concern? I mean, what is it? What is it that makes you feel that you do not love yourself? So I want you to think about that. And we'll come back to that later. Okay. All right. So talking about these love languages, I went through this whole little um series here. I'm trying to see if I can set this up. Sorry. I went to this whole series here, and it's talking about this love language, because the other week, I think her name is Tammy, Kirk Franklin's wife, on the Praise Sirius XM channel, they were talking about love language and what language is hers and what language is his. And, when they were having that discussion, I said, okay. I said, you know what, that would be a great topic to have, just to have that discussion, because this is something that other people need to know. Some people feel like they have to have a certain type of, let me turn it down. Thank you. They have to have a certain type of quality or a certain type of characteristic about themselves just to feel loved, right? But that's not necessarily true. And so let's go through these love languages. So the love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. Now, words of affirmation, let's just start from there. So, words of affirmation. So, if we are encouraging someone, affirming what someone is saying, being appreciative, you're actively listening, right? Not just hearing and going on about your business, right? So, how can we show actions of words of affirmation? How can I show that I'm being encouraging? How can I show these things? Nowadays in this world, we don't send cards. My mom loves receiving cards, and so if she gets a card in the mail, she's like, "Oh, look at that! I got a card in the mail. Thank you." And so that's something that I try to do, and I say try because I'm not really consistent with it. But that's something that I try to do, is to send mom a card or send someone a card. Now, before we get too deep into this, because I know you're like, you talking about mom? These love languages do not only mean someone that you are intimate with or someone that you have a companionship relationship with, right? This is not just boyfriend, girlfriend, or however that you partner, or however that it works for you. But this is also about relationships in general. But while we're talking about these love languages, I want you to think about how this can apply to you, because words of affirmation, before you can encourage anyone else, you have to encourage yourself. Now, you guys remember when you've been on the plane, or well, maybe some of you haven't been on the plane, but that's okay. Well, whenever you get on the plane, there's a stewardess up there that tells you what to do and give you instructions and all this other stuff, right? And so one thing that she always says is the oxygen, if there's an air pressure check or something like that. Look, I'm not a stewardess, but anyway, she says something along these lines. If the oxygen comes down, to make sure you secure your oxygen first, right? Before you try to secure your passenger or whoever's sitting next to you, because that person may have passed out, right? Why do you think she says to secure your oxygen first? Yeah, it's pretty simple. Because if you don't secure yourself first, how are you going to help someone else? It's the same way as with love. If I genuinely love myself, then I can genuinely be able to help someone else. It's difficult if I want to love someone else and then I don't love myself. Because how are you pouring, what are you pouring into that person if you're already empty? I want you to think about that, because it's like I don't even have a cup to demonstrate, but it's like an empty cup, and you're trying to pour it into something else, right? And instead of being able to pour it, there's nothing coming out because the cup is empty. Right. So that's what that feels like when we don't have love, when we don't have that self love for ourselves, because I'm trying to love this individual. I'm trying to want this individual, a person, to want me and to love me and to do everything that I feel like I should feel, so I won't feel so empty or feel like a void, or, just feel like I'm pointless. But you have to feel that for yourself first. Because what if that person doesn't appreciate you? What if that person doesn't understand you? What if that person, they're just being manipulative and using you for what they want? That's not really love. I know we're getting all off topic. But, anyways, I want you to focus on that. So, when we're talking about these love languages, it applies to you first before it can apply to anyone else. whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, your wife, your husband. It don't matter who it is. It doesn't even matter if it's your parents, okay, or your neighbors, or your coworkers, or your pastor. I mean, do you get the point? Okay, so it doesn't matter. So you have to start off with yourself first, with this love language. So words of affirmations. What do you say to yourself? One thing that you should try to avoid is to be critical. I would say criticize. That is the word. Criticize. When you're criticizing yourself, when you're not recognizing that you've done something good or you've done something well, or even if you made an appreciative effort to do something, we don't even encourage ourselves. So, words of affirmation, you have to encourage yourself. If you even just write yourself a note and say, hey, V, you doing good today? You doing good. I see what you're doing. And post it on your mirror or post it on your bed dresser or wherever that you want to post it. Or even on the refrigerator. Post it on there so that way you can see that and it's a constant reminder for you. So words of affirmation are really important. That's the first love language, right? All right, so let's go into the second one. The second love language is physical touch. Everyone has sensations. Do you know how many sensations there are in your fingers or just in your on your body alone? Ask Google. I'm not going to go into all that. But physical touch. So it's important for us to be able to have that physical component, whether we are hugging ourselves, whether we're using body language, whatever that it may be. So with the physical touch, how to communicate is nonverbal, right? Y'all remember when your mom used to say, why you have an attitude? And you said, I don't have no attitude. Oh, okay. That look like an attitude to me, right? Because our body language is showing that we have an attitude. So if we use our body language and touch to emphasize the love, so how do you show love or physical touch to someone? So it may be with hugs, it may be with kisses, you may hold hands, you even may have a physical affection to that person. I don't know. It could even be an intimacy moment. So think of that as how you could love yourself. It's a two-way street, right? It's a two-way street. So one things to avoid is the physical neglect. We're not taking care of ourselves. Physical neglect, if we're not physically touching our bodies, that can include as far as like hygiene, taking care of ourselves, making ourselves look presentable just for you, not for anybody else, but for you. So if it's doing your hair, if it's doing your makeup, if it's, I don't know, doing a facial or putting on lotion or putting on some little what do you call that stuff, body splash or perfume, whatever that it is. So making sure that you are doing something as a physical touch for you. So because if we physically neglect ourselves, we can start to notice that, okay, that person's not doing too good, or I just don't feel myself, or I'm not doing the greatest, right? So that's something to think about. So let's go into number 3, receiving gifts. So everyone received a gift today. I'm not going to say everyone, but they said that this is the most expensive holiday. Did y'all know that? I didn't really think it was. But people are buying candies, chocolates, and teddy bears, and rings, and flowers, and everything, right? So receiving gifts. So you're giving a gift to someone, right? Because you're thinking about that, or you're thinking about that person, and you're being mindful of what they would like to have, right? So even though this may be your spouse or whomever that you're dating or courting, I don't know if you even use that word anymore, but receiving gifts. So let me ask you this question: what did you get? I heard somebody say nothing. You didn't get yourself nothing? Even if you don't have a Valentine's, remember, we're not just talking about relationship with other people. We're talking about relationship with yourself, because self-love, right? So you didn't get yourself a gift? Okay, well, if you're listening to this podcast or you're watching it, I encourage you to stop over there somewhere, whether it's Family Dollar, Dollar General, Walgreens, CVS, it don't matter. Pull over and go and get you something. Whether it's a pack of chewing gum, whether it's some makeup, whether it's a handkerchief. I mean, y'all probably don't even use them anymore, but whatever that it is, get something for you. Give yourself a gift. You know why? Because you deserve it. You deserve it. Any other gift that anyone is giving you, you deserve your own gift of what you would like to have. Okay, so giving thoughtful gifts and gestures. So small things matter in a big way. So even if someone gives you a card or a pen, it's the small things that matter. So you're expressing gratitude when you're receiving these gifts, because it's really easy to kind of get caught up in the motion of receiving material things. Y'all remember that song, I'm a material girl, right? I'm a material girl in material world, right? I know that's not how it goes. But anyways, but all these material things, they can come and go. But you are an everlasting gift. Because I can't go to the store and buy another Vernelia. Or even my husband, I can't go to the store and buy another Reggie. So you are unique in your own self. So give yourself a gift. Stop forgetting about you. Don't forget about you, because you are just important as whoever else that you're giving a gift to. All right, we're moving on to number 4, quality time. Y'all remember that song? What was it? Quality time with you. Hey, I'm about to mess up the words. I don't even remember who sings that song, but Google it. If I can't remember stuff, I just say Google it. The quality time. What are you doing to spend quality time with yourself? Are you too busy ripping and running, doing everything else, and then by the time you get home, you're like, I'm so tired, girl. I can't even think straight. I did want to watch a movie, but girl, I'm so tired. I can't even watch the movie. I did want to just take a long soaking bath, but I don't have time, girl. I gotta hurry up and go do this and do that. It's just too much. It's not enough time in the day. We're only approved 24 hours a day, right? Sometimes even less than that. But we're only given 24 hours in a day. So within those 24 hours, you got to make the best of what you can. But in the midst of that, you still have to take care of yourself. You have to spend that quality time for you. Now, I'm really speaking to myself, because one thing I've started doing in the last 60 days is focusing on me, focusing more on me. I'm always loving to help and do other things for other people, but at some point you tend to give yourself a shorter stick every time. Your stick gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, right? And then before you know, you're like, how in the world did I get here? And I haven't even done anything that I wanted to do. Right? What do I want to do? I haven't even done anything that I want to do. I haven't even focused on me. Now, I know you're gonna say, well, girl, I got 3 kids to raise. I got 2 kids to raise. I don't have time to be focused on me. Honey, guess what? If something happens to you today, who's gonna focus on them kids then? I'm just saying. So you have to take that time, whether it's 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time that it may be. Give yourself that time for you to do something that you enjoy doing. Uninterrupted, focused conversations. So we're focused on one-on-one time with you is important, right? Focusing with yourself. Or if you have a loved one or whomever, spending some time with them people or with that person. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So you have to create those special moments together, whether it's with you or if I'm just, who girl, I'm gonna get my nails done today. Okay. I'm gonna share the secret with y'all. I had told I had told Reggie I was gonna get my feet done. And I was gonna go and get a pedicure. And he said, okay, well when you gonna go and do it? I said, okay, I think I have time on, I'm just gonna make up a time. I think I have time on Tuesday. And he said, okay. And so then something came up and I didn't get a chance to go over there. And so I pushed it back. And then he asked me when I got home, did you go? No. I'll go some other time. Right? Another week went by. Another week went by. Another week went by. Another week went by. And he said, well, hey, when are you gonna go and get your feet done? Right? Now he's asking me, and I'm not even thinking about it. I'm like, oh, are they okay? You know, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. I haven't had time. And so he said, you need to make time. You do it everything else. Why you can't go? How long it take for you to get your feet done? That's probably what 30 minutes, I guess. I can't even remember. You need to make time. Go make time to do something for you. You know you need to get your feet done. I mean, I know you can do them yourself, but sometimes women, we like to feel pampered when someone else is doing them for us, right? So I wanted to share that with you because sometimes we are ripping and running and going and getting and all this other stuff, and we just, girl, I ain't even had time. But you have to make time. Remember, we're only given 24 hours. That's it. If we're granted that. So make the time that you need to take care of yourself. Quality time. If you're going to take walks, if you're going to cook your favorite meal, if you want to exercise, I don't know, whatever that you like to do. Weekend getaways are a really big thing. One of my friends, she's always said, I just like for the weekend for us to just go and we can just travel. And she's doing exactly that. I'm really proud of her because every time I turn around, I'm like, dang, girl, you're already going already. Yes, ma'am. She's not wasting any time. Wasting time to do what? You want to travel? You want to go someplace? Make that plan and let's go. Life is not waiting on us. Like y'all say, life be lifing, right? Life is not waiting on us. So take that opportunity to go and travel and do whatever you need to do. Even if you're just going down the street or going an hour away from the house or whatever, but you take that time to do something for you. Now, one thing that's going to come, and these are things that you need to avoid, is being distracted. Like I just shared with you earlier about my story with getting my feet done. I had too many distractions. I was trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to do this and this and that. Oh, somebody called me. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go do this. Right? Too many distractions. All these different distractions, and I'm not spending time on what I need to do. Right? Or even if you're having time management issues, right? Because sometimes we have emergencies that come up that are not necessarily our emergency, but we make it our emergency because, oh, I got to help this person. I got to do this. I got to do that. Not necessarily. So remember this little phrase, your emergency is not my emergency. So I will be able to help you when I can, but not try to make me feel bad because I can't get to it right now. Okay. Just a little throwing it out there. So quality time is number 4. Quality time, spending some quality time with yourself or even with whomever that you're with or dating. Okay. And the last one, acts of service. Acts of service? What is acts of service? Well, in order to love someone, it is, you can say it's a feeling, but it also requires action. Because I can say, I love you. I love you. I love you, right? I can say that all day, but then it gets to the point. So, well, how do you love me? All you do is tell me, but I don't see you doing anything. You're not doing anything to show me that you love me. It's the same thing as far as for ourselves. I love you, Vernelia. What am I doing to show Vernelia that I love her? What are you doing to show you that you love you? So acts of service. So using action phrases like I'll help. They want to know if you're with them, right? Making sure that, hey, I'm going to be able to do the best that I can do for me. Not going to worry about anybody else, but I'm only going to do what's best for me, right? So even if we're doing chores, I know we hate chores. But sometimes if you turn that music up real loud and you got the music blasting, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable, right? Or if you have a good movie playing, then we can finally fold those loads of clothes that's been there, since 12 o'clock. We can probably fold them up, right? But we have to take the time to do those things, those acts of service. Go out of your way to be able to help someone. Go out of your way to help yourself. That's really important. So, one thing that we can't do is we can't expect other people to love me and then that helps me to love myself, because the time that happens, or if it does happen, that person does something and it hurts you, or it's it makes you feel a certain type of way, you're going to turn that back into and around, and you're going to criticize yourself. You're going to blame yourself. You're going to feel like you're unworthy of anybody wanting to love you. Just to throw this out here, and I know it's a far reach, but it's not. Some people even self-harm themselves, right? Because they feel like, well, if you don't love me, nobody ever will. Honey, no. If that person don't love you, you still love you. You still love you. Forget what he talking about. He, she, don't matter. Forget what they are talking about. Okay? You love yourself. Love yourself and take care of you. Y'all know Lizzo's song, if in case nobody told you today, you're what? You're special. Now I know you probably like, oh, she just wrote that song because she just making millions. No, 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 no. If you actually take the time to listen to those words, we judge ourselves so much about what's going on with our lives, what's how we look, how we feel, but then we don't remind ourselves that we're special. I'm special. I'm special. And regardless of what has happened, I'm going to continue to love myself, right? Continue to love yourself and to follow through with what you need to do. So those acts of service goes a very, very, very long way. Now, so those were 5 love languages. Now, I know that there's some other 7 modern love languages that they've thrown out here, like as far as activity, appreciation, emotional, financial, intellectual, physical, and practical. Right? We have all these different ones, but it doesn't matter which one that you look at, whatever love language you pick, it doesn't matter. They all tend to focus on self. If you can't tune into your self actualization of what you need to do, it's going to be very difficult for you to pour that love and appreciation into someone else. Just a thought. So I'm not going to be on here long because, like I told you, it's Happy Valentine's Day, right? But the day before Valentine's Day was what? Yes, I think they call it Galentine's or something like that. But it's just to remind you, hey, you love yourself. Don't wait till a special holiday come around to tell you to go buy something nice. Don't wait for a special ad or commercial to come on that has a discount or a sale to remind you to appreciate yourself. Don't wait for that. Do it on your own. Do it on your own because, for one, you deserve it. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to be appreciated. And so I hope this has helped you to understand what you need to do. So we're going to go back to that original question that I asked you earlier. Why you don't love yourself. Are you missing one of these 5 languages, or 7 languages, or 10? Doesn't matter, whichever one. Are you missing some of these components? And if you are missing them, how can you get them back Or how can, even, because let's say maybe you felt like you never had them, but how can you get them and receive them in your life? How can you develop words of affirmation to help you feel good and positive about yourself every day? Every day. How can you have a physical touch to do something for you that helps you to feel good? How can you receive gifts? Give yourself gifts or receive gifts in order to be what's the word? In order to be encouraged or enthusiastic about just being here. Just being here. Are you spending some quality time with yourself? Some people hate being alone. They cannot stand being alone. I don't know why. That's a time where you get to kind of self reflect on what you need to do. So don't think about, oh, I'm going to be bored. There's nobody to talk to. Greg, listen, if I told y'all how many times I talk to myself, y'all would probably look at me strange. And that's okay because I'm going to still do it. Because sometimes I have to remind myself, oh, V, no, that's not what you're trying to say. Oh, V, that's not what you're trying to do. Right? A V, don't say that. Right? That's me. What works for me may not work for you. But you find out something that works for you. So quality time. So also, what about the acts of service? What are you doing for acts of service for yourself to help yourself? Whether it's counseling, whether it's walking, whether it's doing something, just doing some type of special project, completing a goal that you maybe haven't finished, right? What are you doing to develop that self-love for you? So I want you to think about that. I can't answer all of those questions. I can't answer all of those questions for you, but I know that you can get those questions answered. But you have to be willing to find the courage to do so. And one way that you can find the courage to do so is to reduce that fear, self-doubt, whatever that you may have, and to step out. To step right on out and do what you need to do. And encourage yourself with self-love. So with these love languages, yeah, we have all 5, 7, or 10, but always make sure that you never lose sight of you. Never lose focus of you. Regardless if you get married, divorced, engaged, doesn't matter. You can be dating multiple people if you want to, but make sure that you never lose focus of you. Never lose yourself. Because like I said, there's only one of you. So I want to give you 2 little things. I am a firm advocacy of just doing meditation and the whole 9 yards. So there is an Empower Cancer Journey website. Um, and I'm gonna share like a code if you want to go on there and buy some different things or check out one of their classes, because with my code you do get a discount for that. So, but I want to also go through this self-guided meditation of self-love. This video is through Self. It's on YouTube, so you can go and look at it on YouTube and find it and practice it yourself. So what I'm going to do to close this out, we're going to end off with this. And if you want to join in the meditation, if you're driving, this is probably not the best option because I don't want you to get too relaxed. But if you're in a relaxed situation, try to do what he's instructing you to do, so that way you can find the focus. Okay. And you never know. This may be something that you can put into practice. Okay. Now, before I start the video, I just want to say thank you for listening to Share the Tea Tuesdays. Thank you for following Share the Tea with V. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, I don't forgot them now. TikTok, Twitter, and I'm also on LinkedIn. So make sure you follow me at Share the Tea with V. I always follow back, and so I do appreciate your support. And always remember, what's the 3 I's? Be intentional, be impactful, be insightful in everything that you do, everything, every day. All right. Until then, I'll see you next Tuesday. And remember, love yourself. Be safe. All right, let's get into this video.
Hi, and welcome. My name's Manoj. I'm a meditation teacher and co-founder of Open, and welcome to today's meditation practice. What we're actually going to do is we're trying to generate feelings of kindness, acceptance, warmth, and tenderness for ourselves. And this is a very ancient practice. It's a 2,500-year-old practice, often referred to as metta meditation. So I'll invite you to settle into a comfortable position. You can lay down if you wish, if that's most comfortable for you. You can even do this standing up if that feels good, but I love to do this seated. And as you sit, you may wish to lengthen your spine so it's upright and alert without being rigid or forced. You can place both your palms down on top of your thighs, or you can place them on top of each other. And when you're ready, let's take a deep breath in together, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in deeply. And then as you open your mouth, relax your shoulders. You begin to just settle into your meditation today. You don't have to control your breathing. You don't have to force your mind to be quiet. Just take a moment as you settle into your practice to just notice that you have a body. This awareness of our body can allow us to feel more present with it. Notice any sounds that are around you. You don't have to wonder what they are or why they're here. Just notice that sounds come and go. Then begin to notice your heart. And take a moment to remember that you have a heart. And that heart is breathing. And that heart is feeling. As you keep your awareness here, I'm going to invite you to begin to visualize an image of yourself. You can visualize yourself as you are right now. Or if it's helpful, you can visualize yourself as a child. As you visualize yourself, mentally repeat these phrases. May I be happy. And as you repeat that phrase in your mind, see if you can bring to mind a time when you were happy. It's not important who was there or what happened, but really recollect the feeling of being happy. And then mentally keep repeating that phrase. May I be happy. And then repeat the phrase, may I be safe. And as you mentally repeat this phrase, remember a time when you felt safe. And again, the occasion or the people that were around you aren't as important as the feeling of safety. May I be safe. As you repeat this phrase, notice how it feels in your body. The intention creating the feeling. And offer yourself the phrase, may I be healthy. And this is your heartfelt wish to be healthy in the mind and healthy in the body. And you can bring to mind a time when you felt that way. And then repeat the phrase, may I live with ease. And remember a time when you lived with ease. Notice how this feels in your body. As you systematically, mentally repeat these phrases, notice what is being felt in your body. And often this feeling that we are feeling is called metta, loving kindness. It's an acceptance, it's a warm-heartedness, and it's a tenderness for ourselves. See if you can sink into that feeling. So for a few more moments. And when you're ready, you can let go of this technique and just notice how your body feels. And perhaps make an intention to take with you into the rest of your day this same quality of metta, of loving kindness for ourselves. When you're ready, you can very gently begin to open your eyes. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again next time.